Welcome everyone to Purple Rain, the first ever women's only collegiate Valorant League.
Oh,
We are
yeah.
on the final week of the round robin period, so things have really heated up throughout the
First
series.
ever, last ever.
Yeah, last ever. Well, this is like the playoffs and whatnot
Yeah.
after right now.
First ever, last ever week of round robin.
Yeah.
Of the first ever women's only collegiate Valorant League.
It's also like week 5, I think I want to say.
Is it? I
Week
don't know.
5?
I don't know.
Or
It's
is
the
it-
last week.
Yeah, that's why I just said it's the
It's
last
the
week.
last one.
Last always sounds better than 5th, you know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
Unless you're in standings for like a tournament.
Yeah, I assume, depending on how many people are
Yeah,
participating,
you should be like, I
that
got.
fifth would be better than last.
Yeah, you should be like, I got fifth.
In most cases.
You're just like, no, but if it's like a 5-person event, you're just like, I got
But yeah.
fifth place. You're like, hey,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
You would say fifth place instead of last, I think, in that scenario.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to get into the game pretty soon here, but we wanted to hop in and say hi to you guys really quick. Just to give you a reminder on how this is going to work, it's a best of 3 matches, and each match is, as we know, 1st to 13, win by 2. So yeah, today, who do we have playing, Micah?
We have GCU's own Lavender
What?
versus.
Versus?
You want to say it?
No.
Bring it up. Bring up the teams.
Pull up the teams.
'Cause I wanted to look at the rosters.
So we
too.
got GCU. I'm super excited to see Lavender play because
Once
I've only
again,
seen them play
of course.
a little bit.
I've only seen them play once, or rather on stream. I've only seen them
Yes.
play once.
I saw them play on stream, and then I saw like a quarter of one of their games off stream because people were having a watch party
All right.
by themselves in the arena.
So it's GCU Lavender, the school's very own,
Oh,
versus
yeah.
Carleton FE.
Yes.
And I believe they are advertising the same team comp as everyone.
Yeah.
But we,
as
as
everyone
we saw
has.
last week, there is some potential for like mid-set mix-ups,
Yeah.
which was pretty hyped to see.
But yeah, I think Carlton's been doing pretty well, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would also like to take a look at the standings just to check that. But yeah, Carleton, I'm pretty sure wasn't Carleton like undefeated? Carleton is undefeated. They are 6-0.
Oh yeah.
Whereas UCSD Navy and ASU Snaily Clan are the runners-up as 5-1, and EAUCD White also has 5 wins, but they have 2 losses because they have played. That just means
Mhm.
they've played one more game.
Yep. UW is 2-4. Our team GCU Lavender is 2-5 as well.
I say
as,
tied with the UD Blue
yeah.
Hens.
And then UNCG is 2-6, and UCSB is
1-6.
1-6, unfortunately.
UCSD Navy we have seen put up some quite nice
Yeah.
play on stream as well. So it's exciting to have the last week be our team versus the undefeated top spot.
Which is scary, I'm
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
But that'll make for an exciting match. So I'm excited to see, because we've seen Carlton play a lot on stream, and I think we've only seen our girls play once.
That was one of the weeks we did. Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting matches here. I'm excited.
Especially
to
now
see-
that I know we're starting on Icebox.
Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite maps. It's not my favorite because I think Ascent is my favorite, but this is one of my favorites.
I do like Icebox quite a bit, especially being
It's
like having casted on it is pretty fun.
Yeah.
And we also know now, GCU Lavender will be starting on the defense, whereas Carleton is starting as the attackers.
Yep.
Do you know how the teams decide that?
No.
Okay.
I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah.
We're seeing a little bit of a different team comp here from Carleton. They're going to controllers instead of initiators right now. And then they have 1 duelist and 1 sentinel. And GCU sticking with the 2 initial lineup. And then 1 sentinel, 1 duelist.
Yeah.
We're seeing Reyna, which is an interesting pick, especially in the actual competitive scene.
Tiana made it. That's nice because she was stuck in traffic earlier, and we were
nice.
thinking that she was gonna have to sub in. But we are about to get in to our first round,
Oh yeah,
or
we're
at least into
jumping
yeah.
right into it. So I'm super excited. As always, this week and every other week, and also our $5,000 prize pool is presented by Rockstar Energy. We are so thankful to have them be a part of this event.
Couldn't run this historic event without them. It is a
Yeah.
wonderful, gracious word from our sponsors.
Yep.
And $5,000 prize pool at the end of this, which I'm assuming Carleton is looking Like they're probably pretty confident they're set to win that.
I bet.
But we can give them we can see if we can give them a
They can run
challenge.
for
We can
their
give them a challenge.
money.
run for their $5,000 of money.
Run for the
That's fine.
5,000
But the
doubloons.
point is, yeah, graciously presented by Rockstar. Just like she said, every single week. But this week especially, because it's the last round of the round we're up before we go further into
So,
the
yeah.
series. So now starting the bye phase, before just round 1 commences in full. Obviously, this is kind of just everyone getting their bearings, getting warmed up.
Yeah, we got the Viper smoke lineup. I actually don't know where that lands because it doesn't look like it'll land where I would think she's going to put a smoke. So I'm excited to see her set up there in mid. And it looks like Carlton is going for mid B, mostly B situation.
Yep.
Where unfortunately only one of GC Lavender's defense is currently sitting. So we're going to see lots of contact here. We'll see if she can hold down sight here.
So I do wonder what Lavender's deal is with all stacking A, and I was like, to be honest, part of it might just be the fact that they're like, it's the first round.
I feel like A is usually where you'd go on pistol just because it gives you a better chance for short-ranged fights, which you definitely want in pistol rounds.
Yep.
But, yeah.
I mean, again, it's first round, you might as
so
well.
It doesn't really matter.
I was going to say it's first round, it's pistol round. There's, like, you're not making a call based on any prior information.
Yeah.
Unless you had, like, reviewed their VODs and been like, they always start on A.
so it's really just a guess.
Yeah.
But now GC Lavender has rotated. We see that Viper smoke going down.
Contact, but no first blood drawn yet, and I stand corrected. They're trading all over the place, but GC Lavender is coming down.
Trying
negative,
to stick it, and
Carlton
unfortunately,
wins.
4 from Carlton.
Yeah, I said trading because I saw several of them shooting at each other, but Carlton only actually lost one agent that round.
Yeah, so good picks there from Carlton. Just a really good pistol round. They're going to be able to get full SMGs this round, but Lavender is going to have to save, unfortunately, because they only got 1 kill. So they're not sitting in a very, very advantageous position with their economy. Even if they win this round.
Not our girls. No.
Yeah. We will be giving unbiased commentary for the most part tonight.
Yeah.
But we are biased.
That's the funny thing. That's like the fun trick about casting is like you want to hype someone up when they're doing well without sounding like you're biased for them winning.
Yeah.
And you want to like call out when they do something wrong without sounding mean. Like,
yeah. It's a fine line we walk here.
Yeah.
So Carlton is playing very slow on A. I think trying to bait out maybe some confusion, some rotations here, trying to get people off site or kind of frazzled a little bit before they make contact.
Lavender
we see
is
that Sova drone going in to get more information before they're ready to push. But 3 of Lavender's defense are still on site here.
I was about to
it's
mention
gonna be a
Lavender
little bit
running
of a
the same
difficult
Lavender running the same defensive positioning as the first round.
Yeah.
They had 3 on site A, 1 in mid, and 1 more towards B. But the 2 are rotating around, but it's kind of late, unfortunately, as the rest of their team has already been picked off.
Yeah, they pick off all 3 of Lavender off the site. They get the plant down while Reyna and KO are rotating on.
Yeah, like they still have to rotate around to find a way in. This is actually a pretty dominant showing from Carlton so far for this round.
Yeah, getting picked off immediately after entry onto site. That was just a difficult situation, especially with all 5 of Carlton still just waiting for them. 1 was watching flank, so they only really had to deal with 4 right as they entered, but that's still a lot when there's only 2 of you. So a difficult win a difficult win there.
Yeah.
That they didn't get, but
it was a difficult situation to be put in. Where again, like I said, they were running the same defensive strategy as before, and all 3 that they had on site A got wiped out by Carlton, and it would have been a very hard catch up for the remaining 2.
Yep. But a very strong start here from Carlton. They've won the first 2 rounds. They're sitting pretty good as far as economy goes.
Pretty moving into round 3. They are now moving up to B this time. Again, Lavender running similar positioning, but not quite the same. They now have 2 in mid.
Yeah, it looks like they're pushing up B main, where only Viper is sitting to defend. It's going to be pretty easy to take site here with only 1 defender. Unless she puts up a real good fight.
And
she's probably just going to let him have it while she waits for the rest of her team to rotate.
Yep.
She did. They get plant down.
So pretty smart to just hold off there.
You know, they're playing back a little bit.
Yeah. I think they're trying to be almost Lavender in, but Lavender is coming from behind them. There's one pick taken off from Carlton.
Here.
From
Lavender.
Smoke.
One gets picked off. Rain is still sitting there by herself.
They're doing some very nice play through the smoke from GCU Lavender, but they are starting to lose the numbers game. All right, it is now 1v1.
That Molly
not
was
much time left on the spike though.
Defense. Yeah, it is getting pretty down to the wire here. Just trying to get a pick before the spike goes off, and unfortunately, it doesn't happen.
Very close.
Yep. So it's now 3-0 for Carlton, and
so they were doing pretty good job of trying to bait their position from behind the smoke. And even though Carlton started to almost push back against them, they brought it down to a 1v1, and like I said, there was just not enough time left on that spike. So she was going for the pick instead, but got picked herself.
A little bit of a stronger round there for GC, but unfortunately they were not able to take the point there. And down 3 rounds.
A closer loss, but a loss nonetheless.
Yeah, we're gonna see how they kind of adapt their play style. Like there's different defenders on different sites now. They're trying to change things up. We're going to see how it plays out. There are 3 from Carlton. It looks like slowly pushing up A, while 2 kind of lurk, watch their rotate, while the rest of the team tries for entry. They should have a stage wall to make it a little bit easier to enter through that side, but it's still kind of a tight choke point.
So just that wall of smoke is always very advantageous on a map like Icebox.
Yeah, and especially when she's able to throw it over that box, kind of, and eliminate that line of sight from Belt. There, Carlton is going to rotate over to B. There's only 3 of GCU's defenders.
I was about to say already 3 down, 4 down, 1 remaining.
It's now a 1v5 for GCU's Viper here.
Like I say, Carlton just putting up a pretty dominant showcase once again.
Getting picked off.
I would say picked off almost.
Pretty quick.
I was like almost as soon as she was seen.
Yeah, going in round 4, Carlton's won every single round so far.
Yep.
It's not great situation to be in, especially for Econ. GCU's forcing here, but they really want to win this round if they want to be able to buy.
So Carlton 4-0 going into the next round. This is already starting to snowball heavy in their favor. Not just with the round count, because like I said, they're only 4 up right now, but especially just since it is just the early game. And just the dominance they're showing in each individual game. Besides the one where it went to 1v1, every other time Carlton has been able to really show up when it comes to any sort of contact.
Yeah, Carlton's Jet gets 1 pick there mid, while GCU is kind of pushing up B main, getting a pick there, while the rest of Carlton, Jet's going up through mid, but the rest of them are pushing up with Spike on A main. Sage gets picked off. I think she's trying to let him have sight there.
I was going to say, she was trying to retreat from those other 3 members, but runs into the last approaching one from Carlton.
Yeah, Jet spots in mid is going to be pretty difficult, especially when all 4 of them know where they are. Throwing up that smoke is going to make it pretty difficult to enter, especially with those Viper mollies.
Yep.
Yeah. And now 1v4. Yeah.
The attackers secure it without losing another pick.
Yep, these are not easy rounds to win. They're getting put in situations where it's
like I said, this is from the undefeated team in the league right now. It's not like I was expecting an easy task, but Carlton is just putting on quite the show, just kind of steaming through each game. Usually 4-1 at the very end, sometimes 3-1. Point is, they are not losing very many picks per round, and that is going to be even more tough in the long run. But even then, when GCU focuses too much on picks and not enough securing the spike, just like in that one run, it still gets tricky as well. So it's kind of just a tricky situation to maneuver through, and it makes a lot of sense why they would pull the timeout now.
Yeah, especially after, oh my gosh, what is that, 6 rounds in a row for Carlton?
Yep.
That is a very difficult spot to come back from.
They're already halfway to victory in the first half.
Yeah, it's pretty tough spot to be in, especially with Econ. Like, they forced that round and they lost, which means they're gonna have to save this round if they want to be able to buy next, and they're gonna have to save pretty hard, especially after 6 rounds with no wins, not getting very many picks. They're not sitting in a pretty good situation to buy, and that puts them at a disadvantage when Carlton is on this great win streak and they're able to full buy and then some.
So yeah, I was like, we're moving into round 6, and they are rolling in it.
They don't need that $5,000 prize pool. They're stacked.
No, they're once again on the mode of having 2 closer to A, 1 2 closer to mid, and 1 rotating back up to B as we speak. They were peaking for a moment, but Carlton seems to be slowly making their way to A, having people doing some recon on all other sides.
We've seen this play before. They leave Spike in kind of the spawn default area, and they try to get some info before they push a site. And it looks like they got whatever info they needed to push A. They're gonna go pretty slow though, and Viper and Killjoy are pushing up B just in case they need to rotate. Oh dang, she's gonna ult that site.
I was like, oh.
Is she ulting just to bait?
I think she might be throwing her ult to bait the defense over to B. Wow.
Yeah.
Yep, and
But
as
it's
it is working,
because
it is certainly working because the attackers now all have just infiltrated A without much pushback from GCU Lavender, and there's already a pick off of Lavender. What a play, really. Because now as Lavender didn't even stray that far away. Like it's not like Carlton waited for.
No, because they can't enter the Killjoy ult, which is what was weird about that. But it did effectively bait them off of A.
This is that Carlton didn't even wait to see if Lavender would just fully rotate everyone over that side. They just as soon as Lavender stepped foot out of the room, Carlton all moved in, placed that spike, and they are just mowing down Lavender. It was another 1v4 situation. Tiana, I believe, the last woman standing.
Yeah, getting picked up pretty easy there. And 4 of Carlton remain, which is pretty. Most of them have been surviving these rounds.
They now 6-0, like you said, moving to 7. All of those last lady standing scenarios prove to be quite tough, where I think Carlton is realizing that they can kind of just converge multiple people against one, and just then get those picks in a row, kind of knock down all the pins, and then if there's only one person left, it's not going to be as tough to defend your spike.
Like Sova hasn't died at all from Carlton.
Yeah.
Zero deaths.
And like we said, kind of the impressive play you would expect from the team that is completely undefeated in this top-notch bracket.
And they've gotten a kill every round, and 2 in one of them. So they're not avoiding conflict. This shows how strong Carlton is.
That's what I was saying, is that like they've only they have been fully comfortable just going head first into contact, or just baiting the opponent to really come into them. They've basically been no strangers to just getting into gunfights early or just mowing down their opponents late. And regardless, it is just proving to work wonders for them. As like I said, they usually take 1 early pick off of Lavender, then take 3 more to reduce them to 1. And they, like I said, the most they've lost is like 2, aside from the round where again they went 1v1. GCU Lavender really needs to replicate that success of that round if they hope to take a victory of a round, because that was the closest that they've come, and they still ended up losing the round, unfortunately.
Yeah.
For them.
Yeah, Carlton gets a plant down. They're gonna play back, and Lavender just is gonna have to play retake here, which is gonna be pretty difficult.
Yeah.
But it is 4v4, so there's no numbers advantage.
Yeah, usually the spike is. I said this is a actually nice number.
He's getting 1 pick there. 2 picks.
2 picks. All right. Lavender coming up with the advantage, but it's evened out just like that with the ult.
Is now 2 to 2. Oh. And now
The attackers won.
Yeah.
Just by taking out both diffusers.
Takes that 7th round. We're now going into the 8th, and GCU still has not won a round. It is not looking very good. They're not able to buy this round. They've been forcing and forcing, but unfortunately, without winning a round, without getting very many picks, they're not going to be able to buy very much.
Yep. Struggling.
Yeah. And Carlton's rich.
I was gonna say we have a market crash over here at GCU.
Yeah. The economy, the weight.
Shambles.
The economy, the gap is higher than it's ever been before.
Yeah. As entering the Great Depression.
Oh yeah. It is not a good position to be in.
Looks at it, especially when you're getting. Yeah, it's like you're already getting messed up within the round, but now you're getting kind of pushed behind in between rounds. All right, nice pick from Tiana. Here, and another one by Crescent.
Starting off pretty good for Lavender, but not
5 to 3 without spike planned. I would say is probably
yeah.
One of
Best
the best
we've started.
I said the best starting position we've had all game. But Tiana is picked as soon as she pokes her head out of that smoke.
Yeah, this is now a 4 to 3 here for GC Lavender.
Spike's still yet to be planted, which is again kind of beneficial for Lavender. But it's also just the fact that Carlton has plenty of time left. And like we said, they usually like to take. They usually like to have at least a singular person number lead in between rounds.
Dang.
But Lavender takes another pick, and it seems like to be traded off by someone else.
Yeah, it is now 3v2. Carlton has Spike again. They're going to try and get the plant off. If they're able to. Raina gets that pick, though, stopping them in their tracks. And gets the last pick.
Nice.
It is now 3 to 0.
So I say she takes that.
As they take their first
I would say that was a
round.
very nice pick, and then she uses that. I believe that was her util to just move right behind the last person who was already engaged in some contact and just take her out.
Yeah, she's just missing away and then just bumped into the killjoy.
Yeah, she was like,
hey.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, was that calculated? Like, oh, I see my teammates in trouble over here. They're probably shooting out with this person here, or it's just like I'm retreating. Oh, hey, what a convenient time! What a convenient time for a pick.
Yeah.
Always calculated.
Always. Never make mistakes.
Yeah.
The Viper wall goes at B. It looks like they're gonna push B main pretty simple. Nothing fancy, no leaving spike default and then getting info first, just a solid B main push. Then that Sova dart out, which actually alerts GC Lavender that they might be going B, but Lavender's kind of slow on the rotate here just because of how Carlton likes to rotate, but Killjoy throws down that ult, and that's going to kind of signal everybody to run over, especially because there's been contact here, so it's a little safer to rotate. Especially after last time when Killjoy ulted, they actually didn't go that side.
Firing off through that smoke, but they're actually behind additional walls, so not able to reach anyone on that side.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Say, GCU needs to close in here.
Yep.
Alright, Lavender takes the first pick. First blood drawn by Lavender's very own team.
Sage has that wall up, making it a little bit easier to get the defuse.
Crazy amounts of contact. People dropping on both sides.
Ooh, Viper getting picked off from Carlton is now 3-1.
Nice.
And GCU takes their second round.
So they take their second round by defusing the spike in time and getting another pick for good measure, just to you know, really push that momentum
she's
back
a
little bit.
What the heck? GCU Hakosuka as the riot gun buddy. I didn't know that. That's dope.
Funny, Apple on Carlton is still only tied 3 times.
Yeah, that's nuts. Their top frag has only died twice.
Yeah.
So it's still
Really?
they did pretty well.
Well, so they've only died twice, and that means it was the last 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Those are the ones we just watched.
Yep.
All right, 7-2 is. I'm not gonna pretend those are good. This is a good position to be playing from. However, it is very nice.
Far more winnable.
Yeah, far more than 7-0.
Yes.
I would say it's very nice that GC Lavender has been able to pick up a few rounds, even in the late game, to try and kind of redirect things back their way.
Yeah. Looks like Carlton's pushing a main, so she's going to throw that wall up to kind of deter their entry here while she waits for the rest of her team to kind of rotate around. But Carlton's Viper is sitting there. Unfortunately, just as GCU kind of starts to rotate over to A, it looks like Carlton is going to start to rotate over to B. with Viper there sitting main. Only Reyna on defense there on that side, but it looks like KO might be rotating here. She's going to watch mid, but nobody's going there. Killjoy, Carlton's Killjoy is still sitting A, but GC11 is going to fully rotate here. Turn on that Viper ult, making it a little bit easier to plant, especially with that Harbor Cove, blocking it from fire. Very free plant here.
I say a member of Lavender just beyond that smoke, but with this ult off, it's hard to
impossible to see.
Yeah, it's a little hard to tell. She's there, very nice. Firing off into that smoke.
Yeah, scared to enter.
Yeah.
But GC is still getting picks.
I say
It's
taking a pick off, but
Yeah.
only one. Carlton takes the round yet again.
Yep, it's now 2 and 8. Still winnable, honestly. If they can 9-3 curse it.
I was gonna say, with the shows that GCU Lavender put up for those last 2 rounds, it is definitely still possible for them to turn around this game.
Especially when you think that they'll be playing on attack next round instead. So we don't know how strong their attack is compared to Carlton. We don't know how the play styles kind of interact.
Yep.
So I'm excited to see how kind of the momentum changes, if it changes at all.
Yeah.
Looks like Carlton's going for the classic default spike, get info. With 2 actually mid here. Rotating back. Looks like they're going to grab spike.
So just to grab spike, probably. Nope.
Nah, they're going to stick.
Let's just
mid.
leave it here.
Yeah, they're happy playing slow. They have plenty of time.
It's green.
Yeah, Killjoy kind of pushing up B. She has sight pretty much completely here. Just have Viper sitting Snowman and Reyna sitting mid there, but she might get a pick here. Oh no, she gets picked off. GC's Viper is able to take out that Killjoy. Call her and Reyna there. Carlton's going to push up a main. Sova throwing out her ult. Trying to slow the plan a little bit, but they get it down. Trying to take everybody out around it. The Harbor Cove.
It's like quite a few picks GCU Lavender on GCU Lavender side, but it just got evened out by Carlton. 2, 2, and 2. That was a very funny frame. 1v1, and GCU Lavender comes out on top, but they still have to defuse that spike, which they should have plenty of time to do.
Yeah, they have plenty of time.
She
GCU Lavender taking their 3rd round. They have the opportunity here for a 9-3 curse, or to go 4 and 8, which puts them in a little bit better position.
Yeah, I was like, or you just do 4 and 8.
Second half, yeah. If they're able to win this round, then they're in a better position points-wise going into the second half. But if they lose this round, 9-3 curse, it's winnable.
Yeah,
it's unlosable.
I was gonna say, I was like, no, 8 and 4 is winnable. 9 and 3 is unlosable.
It's true, and that's real Valorant facts here.
Yeah,
coming straight to you.
Only the strongest lore and game knowledge.
Only the strongest
from GCU's casters.
Yeah, Carlton pushing up A main here. 3 of GCU Lavender are actually sitting kind of on B. Obviously, KO sitting mid, but definitely further from A than. Oh yeah, unfortunately scoped in like that. She's not gonna be able to see very much. Limits FOV. Planning up top. Yeah, throwing the mollies there. I actually don't know if those will. I think those will probably hit you.
Let's go right. Clock is ticking, and GCU Lavender is already an agent behind.
Yeah, it's 4v5 here, but GC Lavender's kind of making their way onto site a little bit, pushing out here, leaving the Reyna blind. And Carlton is playing off, it looks like. They do have that Sova ult, which would make sense. Harbor's going to throw her ult down. And then they can still play post-plant pretty effectively here with that Sova ult, making it pretty difficult to defuse, especially when they get picks here. Yeah,
especially when all of Lavender was getting picked off as you speak. It went from 3, 2, 1, and then there was nobody left to defuse that spike.
Yep, so switching sides here, Carlton on the defense and GC Lavender on the attack. Going into the half, 3 and 9. Opportunity here for a 9-3 curse. Unfortunately, nobody's saying it in chat, so
Yeah.
looks like they're not going to take advantage.
Yeah, it's like, guys, manifest it.
Manifest 9-3 curse, guys. You're selling.
Oh, I'm sure the players are
throwing.
saying it. Yeah, I was like, yeah, so I'm sure the in-game players are saying
Yes.
it. You got it.
And they have pulled off GCU. I've seen them pull off a 9-3 curse before in this series. Not on stream, but in one of their off-stream matches. They did pull off a 9-3 curse. It was pretty exciting.
That is pretty
So
exciting.
We'll see if they're able to pull this off against the undefeated team of the
Carlton
series
FE,
here,
yeah.
Carlton. It's going to be a pretty difficult task, seeing as Carlton is currently looking like one of the strongest teams. But it is possible.
Without a doubt, I mean they're undefeated 6-0, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
We're this far into the series already.
Yeah, GCU pushing up B main here, while Viper jump peaks. Made it a little difficult to hit her, but she's gonna stop looking. And GC Lavender's gonna have pretty free entry on the site here. At least this far, especially with Viper kind of backing up a little bit, giving them that space.
The Lavender on the offense, making a rotate out to B. Kind of slowly creeping forward, hoping to take out this member of
Throwing up that wall.
Carlton.
Carlton's Viper throwing that molly, trying to slow plants. GC's Reyna gets a pick there.
So, yep. Carlton is now one down because of it, and the spike has been planted. But with GCU on the squad, will they be able to make it in time?
Yeah, fortunately turning around to shoot that dart out, getting flashed.
I've seen that unfortunately
not
too
good.
many times where they like whip around to face something and then they're looking the wrong direction
Yeah.
and just get wiped out.
It's 2v2 now. Will GC take this first pistol round? Killjoy has only 36 HP here. GC has to defuse while Viper, and Viper gets the last pick. GC taking the first round of the half.
All
is
right,
now
I was gonna
4-9.
say GCU is slightly up for the first round in this half. That could be huge for their turnaround.
Pretty good. I'd say that was a good pistol round for both teams, even though Carlton lost. Everybody got a decent amount of picks. Like there's only one on Lavender left, so it's pretty good.
And Carlton was already leading by a big enough margin that they're probably not too shaken by a singular loss. But GCU Lavender is starting to stack up those wins
Yeah.
to put on Carlton's back.
The numbers are numbering. It's looking a little bit better for GC Lavender every round. Sova droning onto site, getting some info. Viper's going to evade that. And GC's going to 5-man push through B main. Carlton is rotating pretty fast here, which is not something that we saw from GCU when they were on defense, but it is something that we saw from Carlton when they were on attack last half. So this is feels pretty typical of our teams here. Gonna
Most
get the plant
definitely.
down while Carlton tries to enter here, get some picks.
And Carlton again being an agent short kind of shows that GCU Lavender has been able to kind of replicate a similar strategy what Carlton was hitting them with last half, where it's kind of just like, all right.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, it's a 1v4, pretty
Yeah, so
hard, but she manages to get 2 picks
As I
there.
said, it's a
for
strategy just
3K
like that, where
round.
it's like, yep, you sort of pick them off over time, then get a couple out at once, and that will give you everything you can want in terms of.
Yeah. GC's Reyna actually got all the kills that round.
Oh, I
She
believe
got
it.
She got a 3K. She's doing pretty good. 13-12. Now she's positive, finally. Yeah. GC loses that round, but it's still winnable. 4-10 is not a good situation to be in.
Yeah,
But it
especially
is
when
not the end of the game yet.
So especially because the end of the round is quite close, however.
Yeah, Carlton only has to win 3 more rounds here. GCU has to stall them for quite a while if they want a chance at winning. I think that's Sova Dart. There are 2 from Carlton sitting on A right now. Sova sitting mid. Pretty quick rotate around. He's gonna, yeah, she's just gonna stay mid. Looks like while GCU pushes up a little bit further here. That harbor wall. I don't know that it could
I
go
almost
over
misheard
stuff
you. I
like
heard you say, I'm going to stay mid. And I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about?
I'm gonna stay mid. I'm gonna play here. If you guys didn't know, I'm actually playing
Alright,
on
Carlton.
Carlton's team. I'm top fragging.
Peter and Carlton, they're all up in A right now.
Yeah, making it pretty hard to enter here. They have some scary util that they're able to throw out, and GCU might. Yeah,
There's
GCU
kind of no
is
reason not to when the
rotating
round is like nearing its end like this.
Yeah, they still have plenty of time though. 45 seconds doesn't sound like a long time, but in Valorant it is like an eternity.
Oh,
So
definitely.
they have a lot of time here. They're slow push up B main.
30
Try not to make a
seconds left.
bunch of noise so
tell people
Carlton
that
doesn't
they,
rotate too fast.
I always tell people that time constraints seem like a lot more serious when you realize how fast they seem to go. When you're doing anything you enjoy.
Dang. Punting right in that corner. Wall gets taken out right in front of her, but she manages to get the plant down. Spike is down now. Carlton has to play retake here. Still 5v5. There's no numbers advantage. But they do have Spike on their side of the wall. It's going to make it a little bit easier to get the defuse off. Getting one pick here. It's now
Carlton taking
3v4
another pick.
for GC11 to throw in that Harbor Cove. Nobody's able to shoot through that. Yeah, and they get the defuse. Free defuse there through Harbor Cove.
And they took a significant amount of picks down with them.
Yeah, so Harbor's Cove, his smoke actually is bulletproof. Yeah, you can break the kind of bulletproof shield around it, but it takes a few shots. So throwing up that Harbor Cove around the defuse there made it pretty free for Carlton.
You are seeing another timeout by GCU.
Yep. So second timeout from GCU in total, but this is their only one of the half that we're seeing.
I said it's because this is the second half here. Yeah. How do you have any thoughts going into this second timeout?
I think that GCU has been playing way smarter. I think they've started to play exponentially better, I think. But unfortunately, Carlton has
going
such
from
a high
6-0 to 12-4 is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, Carlton does have such a high lead, though, so it is going to be a very steep mountain to climb if GCU wants to win this first round. But it is only the first round, so they do have the opportunity for 3-match scenario here, even if they don't win the first one. But GCU's going to have to kind of pull out the big guns as far as their strategy and play style goes if they want to win tonight. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely just a case of where, like, they're doing a lot to adapt to and pick up more wins this round, but it's just, like you said, the advantage was just pushed too hard too early, and it's kind of hard to say, like, oh, do this to catch back on, because, like I said, it's the highest seed in the league. If you're going to want to lose to anyone, it's probably them. Although, of course, you want to beat everyone, but it makes perfect sense why GC Zone are struggling with it right now.
Yeah. And I think we're getting into game here. If we can get that up on. Yeah.
All right.
I heard a pick there. I don't know who it was. Yeah, it's 3v5.
3 people on Lavender, actually. Carlton is up.
2v5, actually.
Yep.
Last player standing.
It's a 1v5 here for GCU Sage. Pretty
I said this before.
trying to wallbang here. That would be cool if she gets that off. Yeah, ooh, getting the pick with the classic, just disrespectful. But we get to see the Zed finisher.
Ooh, and all 5 members of the team left. This could be match point.
Yeah, it could be. it could be the end of this match here if Carlton wins this round. Not looking very winnable for GCU here, just because of how far away they are.
Okay, there's still potential for like 9 more rounds in this game.
There's still potential for a lot
even
more.
if not, there's always a second game.
Yes.
Go into things with a fresher mindset on a different map.
Yes, but for this match, pretty difficult task ahead of GCU.
Yeah, most definitely. Especially as you see Lavender kind of rotating like that, but getting caught up by
Yeah.
a singular member from Carlton hanging out in that spot.
Yeah, GCU's KO is taken out. I think that's Tiana.
And Carlton seems to be moving up to A just to intercept Lavender while they do so.
Yeah, only 2 are currently on site at A, giving GCU pretty much all of site, but there's a lot of util that can be used here to delay the plant here. GCU, even though they have a lot of space here, is not actually going to get the plant down. Looks like before Carlton manages to fully rotate around, looks like they've got Viper on the flank, fat flank here.
Carlton's still at
GCU's going to come in
full
contact with.
roster size. Carlton is not even lost a single person.
Yeah,
So
they
Lavender
take
has
out
lost.
30 seconds left.
take out Viper there.
Yeah.
And another one in mid. They're pretty free rotate right now. B is completely clear. It looks like Carlton is going to go the same route as them, with Harbor actually going through mid. Sage, GCU Sage survives KO there.
All right. I was like, oh,
Plant
we just saw someone's back to another player, but that plant is going off, and that is what a place to put it.
Yeah, Harbor throwing up her wall there, trying to make it easier to enter here, but pretty difficult here playing retake in a 1v4.
Yeah.
Especially with this util, Zutil, can't really do, yeah. And
There it
gets
is.
picked off in
I was
kitchen.
gonna mention that it's like, yeah, it's definitely a doable matchup because I mean we've seen it done before,
Yeah.
but that was usually done by someone who had even more backing on their team.
Yeah.
If you took out 3 people at once.
And Harbor's util doesn't really lend for a very strong kind of solo retake, especially when there's so many people on attack left, because none of her util there could kind of do anything for her. Like if it was Killjoy, she could throw up her turret, maybe take somebody out, get a chunk of damage done, make it a little bit easier to get picks. Yeah, there's a lot of other agents that can kind of do damage with their util, but Harbor really just has kind of space-taking
Yep.
util as a controller,
And
which
Carlton.
makes it kind of difficult to play in those 1v4 retake situations.
Yeah, exactly. And Carlton is starting this round 12-5. Let's see if this is where they can break that curse and pull out the full win. Well, GC and Lavender is kind of just slowly making their way up to A, despite
Yeah.
already having a good idea that that's where everyone is.
Yeah, looks like pushing out on the site pretty strong here. 2 of Carlton are currently sitting on site. It looks like the rest of them are going to rotate around. Harbor sitting B main still. But Lavender is going to plant off here behind the wall.
Lavender's also
Planted.
rotating to take a pick, but seems like they were just taken out.
And look at Molly. Yeah, it's a 4v5 for GC Lavender. Carlton starting the defuse, getting it half, and not all the
Losing
way.
another
They tap it
pick, but-
again, trying to get it the second half. That Viper Molly making it pretty difficult, especially when they're in the Viper ult here. But they are able to take out all of Lavender, taking this first match.
First match goes to,
Carlton FE.
oh yeah.
Our undefeated champs of the series so far. We'll see if GC is able to break that streak tonight,
I
but
don't know. It looks like it's
yeah.
gonna be pretty tough at this point.
yeah, the undefeated champ is gonna be a pretty difficult team to kind of go up against, especially when GCU themselves is not kind of in the top teams during this round robin.
Yeah, GCU has
section.
unfortunately been kind of struggling so far. So like I said, it definitely not under expectation. It's gonna be a tough time trying to play the so far best team in the league when they are going 6-0 and you're going 2-4. It's definitely a little tricky, and there's still the hope out there that GCU's very own will turn this around.
There's still we can dream, we can hope.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I know. Third Thursday's going on the air right now. I wonder if they're watching this match. I wonder how hype it's getting in there.
Oh yeah, I remember we stream it to the other room over.
But there's an event going on, so it might not.
Yeah.
They might not be watching it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's too busy doing third Thursday.
third Thursday. That's a cool event.
Yeah, I've actually never been.
Yeah, it's fun.
It looks
There's a bunch of different games too, a bunch of different events at different time slots. It lasts a long time, so
Yeah.
I think it'll still be happening after this. Yeah, so just a reminder, it is best of 3, and GCU could pull this out here in a game 3 scenario.
Why is it that there is definitely no stranger to GCU being able to pull out a win here, and they honestly did push some of those games pretty close, as dominant as Carleton has shown
Yeah.
themselves to be. GCU 11 have shown that they're no push-ups either.
Yeah. It looked like GCU is kind of picking up on Carleton's play style, kind of countering
Definitely.
that a little bit stronger.
And they were able to pick up those wins a little faster during that second half.
Yeah.
And with that in mind, before we start the second game, we are going to go to a brief 3-minute break, and I will love to see you guys back in stream as soon as we start back up. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the Purple Rain first ever women's only collegiate
First
Valorant
ever.
League. So glad to welcome you guys back. We're going to get right into this second game
Second.
pretty soon.
Yep.
We saw Carleton pick up the first game, and honestly, that was no surprise considering how well they've done in the series so far.
Yep.
They're already undefeated, and they are definitely trying to keep up that streak
Yeah.
going into this game.
They started off very, very strong, winning 6 or 7 rounds in a row, I think,
Yep.
in the first half. And GC was able to pull out a few rounds, but Carleton ultimately won in the
Yeah.
second half, and it was just it was a hard watch. It was a hard watch.
for
I
for
can't
us
lie.
for us GCU fans, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I got the logo on my shirt right now. I
Yeah.
can't lie to you, but yeah, it's definitely the expected dominant showcase we have seen from Carleton so far.
Yep. And it looks like our second map is going to be Haven. We're starting off with Carleton on defense and GC Lavender on attack. Looks like we're seeing a 2 initiator here from GCU. And I'm not sure entirely what we're going to be seeing from Carleton, but right now, 2 initiator, 1 duelist, 1 controller. Probably going to see the last pick Sentinel. So pretty similar team comp. I've got 2 of the same agents right now, and those are Brim and Sova.
Yep.
And we'll see.
So
Or
we were just
actually, Brim's not the same.
We were just
I
waiting
lied.
on the. I was like, hey, wait a minute. Yeah, we were just waiting on the very last pick from Carleton.
Yeah, Breach and Sova. I'm
Very
a
last agent select.
silly goose.
It was like
They do
Breach
look
now.
similar.
They do. I can admit, especially as.
Yeah, and I'm not wearing my glasses, so.
Yeah, it was like I remember when I was like first being introduced to Valorant, I was like, hey, this is the same guy, right? And I was like,
Yeah.
nope,
It's not the same guy.
it's not. They just 'cause they both have beards doesn't mean the same guy.
Yeah.
It'd be wrong to assume. All right. Well.
Yeah. Well, because
uh,
Breach is Swedish and Brimstone is American, I think.
Ah,
So they're actually
there's
not
huge
even
contrast.
close to the same
there.
guy.
Huge contrast.
Yeah, because Breach has like Swedish voice lines,
Yeah.
and Brim
Go on.
air raids people.
Ah.
He bombs people from the sky.
Does he actually?
So, yeah, he goes his ult.
That's the American dream.
He goes in his thing and he goes, "Open up the sky," and like fire rains down from the heavens.
I'm a little concerned. That's kind of funny.
And cooks him. So
I
yeah,
mean,
very different agents.
That's his American dream.
Yeah, the American dream. Also, Breach is an initiator and Brim is a controller.
Yeah,
Guess
of
what?
course.
So
yeah,
they are very
I just
different
meant that
agents.
when
They
you're
just
new,
look the
when you're new to
same.
the game, you're like guys with beards. Huh?
White guy with red hair. And
Do
a
they both have
beard.
red hair? I thought one of them has darker hair. I thought
Brim's hair is darker, but it looks
it looks similar enough.
especially
yeah.
when the picture's so small, because Breach's hair isn't like a
Yeah.
super light shade of ginger,
Yeah.
so it's kind of hard to tell. I used to get them mixed up all the time, and I still do.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I was
But
like,
yeah,
you're doing it right now.
but yeah.
All right, yeah, the teams just needed a little bit more time to make that last pick, so we're just thought we would
We're
have
just
a little
hang out with you a
conversation with
little bit.
have a little conversation with you guys. How you guys doing? How's your night? How are you excited for this final match? We certainly are,
I am
and especially because
Final match.
especially
What do you
ca-
think Carlton's gonna win?
well, I meant final match, not final game. I was about to say that it could be the final game as well, depending on how GCU pulls up. Obviously GCU
How dare you.
is GCU. Of course, I'm rooting for Lavender. I'm just saying that hey, the stakes are high.
Yes.
This could be this could be the last match for these
Me when
teams.
I raise my burger into the air, the stakes are high.
The stakes are high.
The stakes.
Me when I raise my well done steak into the
Me when I raise
sky.
my T-bone into the air.
The stakes are
The
high.
stakes are high. Yeah.
I'm getting me mallet.
GCU could bring this game 3, so I wouldn't say
It
it's
could,
the
and that
last
would be
match.
a very exciting way to end off
Yeah.
these teams' run in the series, especially because GCU is the underdog here. Lavender is lagging behind compared to Carleton, with Carleton being the absolute top team
Top
in
dog.
the league right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, it just goes to show that this event was able to attract some real talent from
Yeah.
every team involved, and it's really nice to always watch them compete. That's what I was saying. There's still a heavy chance that, as good as Lavender's been putting up in these games, that they might be able to bring this to Game 3. There's always the chance, because we got some pretty nice talent coming in from our school, and
Yeah.
it's just nice to see that talent get matched or even exceeded by every other school.
Yeah, we're seeing a difference in duelist here, which is it. I mean, the initiators are the same.
Yeah.
Sova and Breach on both teams.
I noticed that.
duelists are
I
different,
feel like
though.
that's often the case when we move here to Haven.
Yeah, the duelists and the controllers are different. Actually, Astra on Haven is pretty good. Omen, it is one of Omen's best maps, so this is going to be... I don't see any agent diffs here.
Agent
I
diffs.
can't lie. Raze might be a little bit better just because her util can do damage, but
Mhm.
honestly, with how strong Carlton's Jet has shown to be, I don't think that's going to be an issue.
Yeah, definitely not. And we are only 10 seconds away from starting this next round. Carlton on the defense. This time,
hmm
Lavender gets to start as the attackers.
I think it'd be really funny if GCU just changed up their agents
Why would it be
right at the
funny?
last second.
Oh, why? Just like,
I don't know, because they're all hovering different agents, and then it'd be like in
Yeah.
the last second. I think it'd be funny. Me personally, I think it would be silly goofy.
It would be pretty silly goofy.
But yeah, I think we're gonna get in the game pretty soon here. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were just
I'm excited.
finishing their draft now.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, why are we switching back to this? I thought they were done.
Yeah. But Haven is a good map. It's got 3 sites, just like the new map, Lotus,
Mhm.
which I don't think we've played on Lotus.
I thought we
Have you
did.
seen a match?
I thought we did last week.
Did we?
I thought we did.
Maybe
We're
we
starting
did.
up this
and
one
and
now.
I'm silly and I'm not remembering. But yeah, Carlton starting off here on defense, GCU on attack. Like we said, it's gonna be an interesting game.
All right, here we go. Yep. I was just contributing a little view to the stream on my phone just now. I literally pulled up YouTube, GCU Esports, bam, and
Yeah,
threw
don't
it back on my phone.
forget to watch the stream, guys.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. Those
If
of you
you're
that-
hearing this,
if
and you're
you're
not-
if you're hearing this right now and you're not watching the stream, what are you
First
doing?
of all,
Get in
where are you?
the VOD.
Oh, fair. Yeah, go back in time and watch the stream. Bozo.
I love Breacher because of
but yeah.
the three sites is always makes it a pretty fun experience to cast, especially when you get the quick rotations between all three.
Yeah, but starting the first round here, looks like GC Lavender starting off, pushing up C long. Carlton's gonna play back a little bit, looks like, but that C long is kind of hard to contest, especially in pistol round. Like Omen here has a classic, which is not going to. She also has an iron buddy, which makes
Yeah.
me giggle every time I see it.
We have talked about how much we like little buddies.
Oh yeah, but it's an iron buddy, and that is why it's funny because you can't be iron. She's not iron. She just
Yeah.
has it from a different action. She puts it on there.
Yeah.
And I think it's really funny.
All right.
Yeah, GC's playing a little bit squirrely here. I think probably on purpose, probably baiting
Yeah,
out some.
I was gonna say they're
confusion
probably trying to-
rotates here from Carlton.
And that was actually exactly what they were looking for. They got a peek on one of the members of Carlton, not a pick
30
though.
seconds left.
Unfortunately, they just got sight and managed to hit her with a stray around. But I think that's kind of exactly what they're doing. They're just trying to get Carlton to peek out, to try and take at least one pick off before they start the real contact.
Yeah, Ray's throwing her nade up there.
We're almost
Not
out of
getting
time
a
to
pick.
plant.
10 seconds
Yeah.
However, there is a lot of contact going on now, just as
Yes,
we saw, and the spike is planted, and it's now a
1v1.
1v1. Very
between
exciting way
Breach
to kick
and
off this round.
Cypher.
So yeah, Breach and Cypher.
Throwing out
Very
that flash.
It's a very exciting way to kick off this
Cypher
round.
throwing her cage down, tapping on bomb.
They're both just peeking back and forth on
Yeah.
on the wall.
Faking a wrap here, but Breach isn't peeked out enough yet. Ooh.
Very
and
unfortunate for
Carlton
Lavender. I would
gets the
say
pick
a lot
there.
of that was riding on that 1v1 if they were able to
Yeah.
finish that contact off. And unfortunately for GCU, Carlton takes the first round, finishing off that 1v1. Now ready to go into round 2, but obviously got to go through the buy phase at first. It's kind of the very similar situation to what we saw last time, where Carlton does pick up the early economy.
Yeah.
However, GCU Lavender is honestly doing just fine. They were playing pretty well into last game, and
There.
I have
Yeah,
faith.
they brought it down to a 1v1.
A 1v1, and
So-
I would say they were able to force the contact just like they saw, but those trades happened plentifully at the beginning. And now, GCU Lavender is going to hope to probably top it off strong. Yeah, I was say, even if they do lose the second game and Carlton takes the 2-0 and just continues to go on undefeated, GCU Lavender is surely to put up a tough battle and hopefully moving to a game 3. Because game 3 would be exciting no matter who comes out on top. That's kind of just how this biz works.
Yeah, Ray's here. GC's Ray's looking for a pick. see long, while the rest of them looks like kind of playing default a little bit.
All right, but
One getting picked off.
I
in
see, yeah, the
mid.
spike carrier getting killed is unfortunate for Lavender, especially as Carlton now gets more info on their position, starts to flank. You see someone coming in from the right.
Yeah, it looks like going around to A here, coming into contact with Carlton Sova, who gets picked off there in lobby.
That was a very nice crouching and shooting, because I think they that her opponent was doing the same to try and avoid being picked out there.
Yeah, and the flank there, very, very fortunate for Carlton.
It's a very strong, I say very strong strategy and positioning from Carlton to be able
Yeah.
to just mow down the rest of the team
Yeah.
there after losing the pick advantage at first.
Yeah, they
Lavender-
sent three on the flank there, which is pretty difficult. GCU was not expecting that positioning from them and was not able to defend.
Yep. Carlton
that.
now up 2-0. Oh, I wanted to see that KD up one more time. Darn. Because as we saw last game, there was quite a plentiful time where some of Carlton's members just never died at all. There were two who only died twice each, or something, for the longest time in that game, and it was just showing that Lavender was falling behind not only in rounds but in picks especially, and that, like I mentioned, when they would try to force picks, it would just make them just lose picks, honestly, because they would usually lose those contact situations, unfortunately.
I don't think Carlton's Cypher has died yet. Looks like three from GC Lavender are pushing up the C main a little bit. Well, not pushing, I'm just sitting there. Tiana is able to get a pick there and then is traded out on
Yeah,
A main.
I was about to say Lavender is now behind one agent to Carlton, and they have not placed the spike yet, but they are moving up to C just now.
Ooh, Dark gets shot out, trying to get a pick. Yep, so we get to pick there, traded out by
2v1, and
yeah, and Carlton
there we go.
takes
Defenders
that.
take the win.
It is now 3-0 for Carlton. Starting off like it did last game. Hopefully doesn't go as far though for GCU. It's going to put them in another very difficult position to come back from. So hopefully GCU is able to kind of pull out of this momentum and take a round.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, it looks like a 5-man push, maybe A main. We'll see, maybe.
And you see them all kind of collecting right there in that little bottom right pocket. Whole teams all grouped together. They're starting to push together. They're moving slow, and you see that there's some peeking that corner. Then you get that drone, and all right. This is now getting. I think that that's definitely going to give Lavender the better position to push further up to A.
Spike is going short.
All right, Lavender taking first blood up the round.
Kind of difficult to push out there, especially with that shock dart, but I think that's the last of Sova's shock darts on Carlton.
Yep.
Pushing out. Short here, getting that pick.
Say Lavender.
And site's clear. It's a 2v4 for Carlton.
Say Lavender really pulling ahead in the picks. Site's completely clear. Both members of Carlton are separated, but trying to converge on A together.
Yeah,
at first I thought they might. I was about to say at first I thought they might be trying to flank because they were just on complete opposite sides, but nope, they are converging right now to try and enter together.
Kill through the cage.
There's
They get the pick.
Oh yeah, I was hoping to get some kills from peeking behind that cage, but they are mowed down.
Yeah,
and
GCU
GCU Lavender takes their first
round.
round. Honestly, much earlier of a first win than in last game, so it is very nice.
Yeah,
for them to be taking a win here.
Everybody's been picked off at this point.
GCU Lavender pretty much exhibiting some just good adaptation to Carlton overall as the game progresses, because Carlton was showing a really dominant showcasing last match, and so this match they're playing a lot better into them.
Yeah, this early in the match, we're not seeing too much of a disparity here between the KDs. So it's looking very winnable for GCU here. Very winnable for both teams.
Like we said, very, very, very possible we see a game 3 here. Let's get excited, GCU.
I am very excited.
All right. But again, all by his side. Let's see what happens. Carlton is doing a pretty good job at just covering any site. Just really sweeping to look out for where GCU Lavender could try to pop up and push.
Yeah. Using that boom bot to kind of push up in the garage here, but they don't know that Cypher is sitting there. Ooh, that's a really good cam.
Yeah.
Being able to mark one of them, good for that Sova ult. But Cypher gets picked off there in the window.
So yeah, Cypher got picked off, but Lavender also loses 2 agents themselves, and it is now a 3-2 actually as Lavender pulls ahead once more.
You should run.
And Plant is down. Killjoy throws down that ult there.
Enemy remaining.
Ooh. Carlton's breach is able to be
Now so it is now 2v1.
yeah, get 2 picks and then destroy the lockdown there. Asher's gonna smoke that off, make it easier to get the defuse.
KJ takes 1.
Ray's ult though. Oh, and GCU's Rays with the 4K to win the round. Is now 3 to 2.
So yeah, GCU's Rays taking that nice 2v1 and bringing it all the way. That was honestly a very dire situation for her.
Yeah, she got a kill with her ult. That was pretty good. Ray's ult is kind of wishy-washy sometimes.
Yeah, it's like Ray's ult a little inconsistent, and it's just especially nice. I mean, I guess that's what duelists are made for, is just taking those picks in clutch situations and bring this game to only a 1-round disparity.
Looking miles better for GCU than it was at this point in the last game. Silva getting ult there, long, and then sitting back in the corner, avoiding that breach util. And the Sova dart. So they know she's there. Ooh, getting picked off. Getting another pick there, A main. Looks like the rest of the team is going short, maybe peeky main. And yeah, GCU is going to rotate around.
Yeah, like Carlton definitely having some dominant defense this round, just like we saw in previous games. But Lavender is just rotating all the way around to C, and we can see that Carlton is catching wise fast, moving in pursuit.
Yeah, Astra playing off a little bit. She's gonna trade positions with Breach, kind of play off each other here.
I was gonna say it was very good for Astra to move back, kind of just retreat to her teammates, not get caught up in a 3v1.
Yeah, Breach flash and peeking out a garage, not good for anybody caught in that blind.
Yep.
Ooh, it is now 1v3
and the defenders win.
Takes around, yeah.
Yep. Carlton now up 4-2. Bring that by phase once more.
Yeah, GC's going to take a timeout here. They're doing much, much better than they were at this point in the last game. They're going to take that timeout probably just to make sure that they don't keep losing.
Yeah, because, I mean, like we said, it's pretty nice to take a timeout early, especially if the last time they took a timeout, it was, what, like 6-0 already? It's nice to take it early when you're already putting up a better showing, kind of see where you're going wrong, see where you could go better. Really just assess the situation. Which is what I expect that they're doing right now, because I don't think there's much momentum to break up or much momentum to build for yourself here. Right now, it's really keeping pretty close games, and that's what you want to focus on maintaining. Is you want to focus on keeping it close from round to round, and then keeping the round count also just as close.
Because as we saw, like GCU got some pretty close rounds on Icebox, but they were not able to pull out the wins there. They could bring it down to a 1v1, but if they lose that 1v1, then it's pretty difficult.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, is in the very first round they brought it to a 1v1, but they just couldn't quite clutch it up yet because, like I said, they got a little bit too antsy to take that very last pick instead of playing while the Spikes timer was still on their favor. And as close as it was, close only counts on horseshoes and hand grenades, essentially. That's what the saying goes.
I didn't know that was the same.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. And Lavender is now moving out for round
Throwing that Silver
7
Dart out
here.
of smoke, getting info, because it's very hard to push out a window, especially that smoke, because you do have the movement disadvantage. It's going to be pretty difficult to hit your shots when you're jumping out a window, and especially coming out of smoke with no information as to where anybody is, you can't really be prepared to kind of counteract that movement error. Pretty difficult, but throwing that Silva drone, getting some info. Looks like GC Lavender is regrouping, going for
So very nice for them to all
an A push,
rotate and push to A together. So there's one person they got to look out for there, but they actually just started running back to A. Did she get any information on the fact that they were coming there?
I
say it might be that she just decided to cover site while it was clear.
Throwing those tremors there, slowing the entry, but Ray starts the nade. Breach gets that flash off, and yeah, Carlton's able to get 3 picks
I would say
here,
Ray's
and then
KJ,
4
everyone
picks
going
in
down, and the entirety of Lavender has all gone down. Flawless victory
yeah,
for
Jets.
Carlton.
Carlton's Jet gets a 3K there. She was on like basically 1 HP there at the end.
And then on fire.
A very strong play there from Carlton, very strong defense. They were able to completely halt the entry there from GCU.
Yep.
And it's now 5-2 for Carlton.
Again, now it's getting close to the point of, okay, it's getting a little bit in Carlton's favor, unfortunately. GCU Lavender needs to pick up 1 or 2 more rounds right now to make sure they keep it close, actually. All right. And to do that, they are now, instead of having the whole team push to, losing a pick that early is not great. It's going to make it very difficult for them to make this up. But
yeah,
they're still moving strong.
Killjoy she came into line of sight of the Astra on C-Long, which is not very great, especially she's coming into contact with 2 of them, and she does have Spike, and she's out by herself. So she's going to want to play pretty slow until her team can get to her, otherwise it's going to put them in a very, very bad situation.
Yeah, well, they'll be stuck
Carlton
away.
is able to get Spike.
I would say Carlton will have isolated 3 of their members away from the spike. They'll be able to pick up the spike, and there will be just more and more downhill for Lavender. Thankfully, they are honestly keeping a pretty level head.
Yeah, the Astra Smoke. Ooh, the fake Astra Smoke
I say that
is able to get Jet 2 kills there. It is now a 2v5.
Yeah, honestly, very good play around that.
30 seconds left. 1 enemy remaining.
Ooh,
There it
getting
is.
2 clean kills there. Astra did on C. That was a very strong round
I
for
say yet
Carlton.
another round where Carlton does not lose a single member of the team to any picks by GCU Lavender. That sure has to be hurting. I mean, even you can see it just as well as I can. That they are starting to fall behind a little in the economy, let alone the round count. 6-2 is still definitely winnable, but they are going to be going in with a little less to buy.
Yeah. Honestly, Carlton has been playing very well off of each other. Like, the players have been playing very well off of each other's util. That's something that I've noticed has been, like, their strong suit, I think. GC Lavender does that to an extent, but Carlton just has such team synergy in that aspect that it's really difficult to counter. Like we saw with that fake, with the Astra pulling her smoke back, was able to get Jet 2 kills there.
Lavender once again losing everyone except for the KJ holding the spike.
Yeah, she gets 1 pick, but she's traded
go.
out. Unfortunately, Carlton takes their 7th round. It is now 7-2 for them. Coming up on the end of the half here, GC Lavender needs to get a few more rounds to put them in a better position for the second half. Unfortunately, we may see the same situation that we did last game.
Yeah.
But yeah, GCU, it looks like perhaps a bit of a mid push. I do like a good mid push. We might see Garage C, we might just see B, solid B push. Silver Drone.
We definitely haven't seen quite as much pushing
in.
to B, especially in the last few rounds. They've kind of been swapping between A and C, and usually just getting shut down because usually Lavender will have KJ holding spike, and she'll get isolated while the brothers die. But they have switched the spike carrier, and are now also switching where they're trying to push.
Yeah, and they're playing together, which is better, especially off the bat.
Yeah.
When Carlton's been getting picks so strongly, I think it's very very advantageous for the enemy to save. Spike carrier goes down and she's all by herself, then it will be very bad for the rest of the team.
Yeah.
Ooh, unfortunately in that choke, very
I say-
unfortunate for GCU.
I was about to say, I was like, playing together comes with its own downsides, such as
Yeah.
everyone getting caught in the same choke and 3 people going down at once. Spike has been dropped quite some time ago. The very
Yeah.
last member goes down. Once again, KJ being that last woman standing,
Yeah.
but it's not quite enough.
Yeah.
Agent-
Carlton's Jet is doing very well. She's currently 16 and 6, and she does have 4 assists.
Yeah.
Their Breach has 12 assists, and their Astra has 11. They are
Yeah.
doing very
Say-
nobody on their team is doing bad
Yeah.
at all. They
in the
are getting incredible value, even if they're not.
In the
thriving
beginning
yet.
of the round, the KDs are pretty close between teams, but you can see now
Mhm.
that Carlton is going kind of ham.
I don't know if you can go kinda ham.
You can go pretty
I feel like ham insinuates that it's not a kinda situation.
Yeah, no half,
It's a funny.
no half measures. Honestly, that is a good reminder that it's like both teams, you might as well play all out. This is your last game in the round robin, and Carlton, I'm sure already has a spot secured. I mean,
Yeah, Ray's
defeated by-
double satcheling on a site. Very brave move for her, especially up into CT.
I was
kind
saying,
of-
I was about to say, no, don't go in there. They're all
Yeah.
there.
Kind of a hubris play.
Yeah. Hey,
Especially with that Cypher
hey,
ult
I was
play.
just saying, put it all in.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, last week of the round robin,
Yeah, and Carlton is able to get that last pick and the defuse.
another devastating round where Carlton just does not lose a single pick. They are,
Yeah.
business is booming, 18 and
Business
6.
is booming. Yeah, it's the last round of the half. GCU is able to force, thankfully. It'd be not a great situation if they had to save here in the last round.
'Cause I believe we're moving
yeah.
to half, right?
Yeah.
We're switching over, yep.
Yep. This is the last round of the half, and then GCU will be on defense, and Carlton will be attacking.
Unless I was reading that wrong, I noticed a bit of an unfortunate contrast that the lowest KD on Carlton's team was 7 and 6, whereas the highest on Lavender is 7 and 10.
Yeah.
So, like I said, Carlton is going absolutely crazy in the pick department, because even when Lavender is able to pick up games, they're still like 1-1.
Yeah.
Whereas Carlton has taken multiple rounds now where it is 5 and 0. Their play together is disastrous for
Yeah.
their opponents apparently, and Lavender is still doing a great job keeping it together. Looking like it's going to be another A push.
Yeah, Killjoy putting up her util here to watch flank, and she's gonna stay
That's
there.
honestly a very good strategy, because like I said, there have been so many times where they get caught up because since Carlton likes to spread their defense out a little bit, they were able to just flank you, and then they literally just like mow down in like in a single contact. We'll just take out like 3 members of the team.
Yeah.
Carlton completely rotating around though.
Yeah, and GCU
GCU
looks
kinda
like
doing
they
the
are
same.
too. Breach is going through spawn without Spike playing a little bit safer, so she doesn't get picked off there.
30 seconds left.
Walking across those openings into mid. Cypher Cam watching here. She's gonna catch those 3 going garage. She only saw 2 of them, but unfortunately, that will be enough information for Carlton to kind of go and defend those spaces a little bit harder. GC's gonna push B here, looks like, and
Only
Cypher
8
sitting in that
seconds
corner.
left to put down the spike in the first place, and with only 1 member
Yeah.
left, it looks like there's going to be another round for Carlton.
They're not gonna be able to get the
Better-
plant off regardless.
Still, better than the previous rounds in terms of like we took a few picks off, and honestly
We
we
did, yeah.
would have
Switching
hoped to
sides.
take a few more, but
Yeah, but a worse standing at the second half right now. It is 10 and 2, whereas last game it was 9-3. So GCU starting now on defense.
And again, I was like, Valorant Superstition, very big difference between 9 and 3, and
And
then
10 and 2.
10 and 2.
Yes, which it doesn't seem like it because they're only 1 number off each of them. But
As I said,
9
Valorant
and 3 is a
Superstition.
lot more winnable than 10 and 2,
Yeah.
especially because Carlton only has to win 3 rounds now, and GC Lavender has to stall for just so long.
11.
Yeah.
You have to win 11 rounds.
Yep, 11 rounds in a row. Otherwise, they need to go to overtime. They're
Yeah.
winning 12.
To be fair, they can do it.
They can.
I believe.
It is possible. it is a possibility that they pull this out and we see a Game 3 scenario. It's just going to be a very uphill battle.
Yeah.
Carlton, very strong push on a C here. GCU kind of slowly rotating around, playing together. Probably a good idea for their defense as long as they kind of split up where they're peeking, which it looks like they are. 2 of them are currently in garage, and it looks like 2 of them are going to go to CT. So playing in pairs, especially in a 4v5, is probably a good strategy. One gets picked off garage though, and Omen peeks without.
Right.
2
Lavender down to
getting
1
picked
and
off again, and Carlton takes it flawlessly.
I say another flawless round for Carlton.
Yeah,
does not lose a single agent. They have been going ballistic in this second match. Honestly, things were looking very up for GCU Lavender in the
Yeah.
early game. When it was only 4-2, but we have not been able to pick up a round since then.
Yeah.
And it is getting dire.
Yeah, it's 11-2 now for Carlton, which they now have to win 2 rounds to win, and GCU Lavender has to win.
I will find
What?
11.
11.
As many as Carlton already has.
Oh yeah, true.
So it's like it is a little unfortunate. You know, GCU Lopes up, never stop rooting till the end.
But it's
getting
a tough watch.
It's getting pretty close to the end game for
Yeah.
Carlton here.
GCU's Ray is sitting in this corner. We'll see if they clear it, if she's able to get a kill here. And she is able to get that one, but unfortunately
While
she
she's
did not have
reloading.
enough
Yeah.
ammo to get that second pick. But she did get info there. And now GCU is rotating around. Carlton, Spike is staying in short, kind of sub-droning out, getting some information, but it looks like they might be, yeah, it looks like they're rotating around. Astra's going all the way to C. It looks like, yeah, everybody's going to go all the way to C.
I would say much of Lavender's still up in A, though. Now they're starting
Yeah.
to rotate a little bit behind. Oh, and at the same time as the members that they had in C already are moving back. Oh, no. All right.
Yeah, Breach kind of anchoring there for a little bit, but then again, rotating.
They're now planting.
Killjoy not able to get the pick there in garage.
Okay, Carlton got the spike down, 4-2-3.
GC gets a pick there. And traded out, or, yeah.
And it's now
Traded out.
2-2. I would say, like I said, trades all the way, closer and closer. It's a little tough having to mow down. I say having to mow down.
But Breach kind of taking that intention for herself while her teammate tries to defuse.
Yeah.
Good play, but unfortunately not taking their attention for very long, especially when
Yeah,
they
it's
can
like
peek out
Tiana
and
is
get
the last woman standing.
sight on
GCU's own
Spike
captain
pretty fast.
defusing.
Yeah, not
yeah.
able to get.
Now it's a 1v1.
Yeah, and GCU's able to get the pick there, but not the
Not the defuse.
So it's now match point for Carlton, and GCU only has 2 rounds in their
What
pocket.
what a close round.
Yeah, GCU now has to win 12.
Carlton. That's the thing is like Lavender was actually pretty close to clutching that up because of the play, like the really solid team play of those last 2 members. But it was just not quite yet enough. I believe it was Tiana and Crescent were the last 2 standing.
I think so.
Yeah, but it was just not quite enough. And Carlton is now going into match point, and you know we could be here for all 12 rounds, or Carlton could come out of this as the now only undefeated team all the way through the round robin.
Yeah, GC kind of playing in that corner there. Omen getting a pick there on main, and then getting traded out by the Breach there on B. Sova sitting on C side of the B entrance there. C-Link droning in, getting some info maybe, while Carlton kind of plays it a little slower mid, maybe pushing out garage. See the Sova drone going in, getting some information, shooting out that Killjoy util, but not all of it, so that Molly's kind of deterring their entrance there. Looks like they're going to rotate around, not to see. We might see.
Lavender
Yeah, looks
taking
like they're
another
gonna
pick
go
up,
A.
and they are honestly pushing pretty well into this round. They have the all 3 sites pretty well covered as well, considering Carlton only has 3 members of the team left.
Yeah.
They're now trying to search for some contact, throwing a nade there.
30 seconds left.
Don't Bring it back.
Yeah, getting a pick there on
And
entrance.
there we go.
And GCU takes this
takes a
round.
Let's go. All right.
Able
Pep in
to
your
stall
step.
that win a little
Yeah, I
bit.
was like, let's go. That's what I was saying. I was like, even if you're already at the match point, you're really on the
Yeah.
back foot. Take as many runs as you can. Leave it
Yeah.
all out on the field. Last week of the
For the dignity.
series. Yeah, no, for the win. For the game 3.
Okay, true. Yeah, for the game 3 scenario.
Yeah, I was like, you might as well put it out all on the field, you know. Never stop, never stopping.
You said that
All
knife.
that
That's
stuff.
Xeno Hunter.
Yeah.
That's the best knife in the game.
Ah.
Which you would think because it's so simple. But it's not. But look at that clean animation.
I mean, yeah, yeah, I was like, I do enjoy that. I was
There's a
almost gonna.
fire melee.
Someone's gonna make a joke about how, like, in you know, in that one movie, Holy Grails, it's a little wooden cup, not the big golden cup. In Indiana Jones. All right. Lavender starting off strong again, taking the first pick of the round, but getting traded off, taking another one. It is
Another
now 3-3.
trade.
I was like, trades are very unfortunate when you're on the back foot, because it's
Yeah.
very nice if you can get up around and you're on your back foot, especially as a defender, because you can cover more ground with the less.
Throwing out that drone, getting that recon bolt into that person sitting under heaven. Omen's gonna throw her smoke there. As GC tries to push out here. They know one is there. Ooh, and she gets the
Very
pick.
nice.
They're able to get
All
another
right.
pick. And they take out all 3 on site. They're going to get a defuse.
Plenty of time to defuse that spike. GCU taking another round
Yep.
under their belt, 12-4.
Yep. Good round from GCU. Very strong round. Unfortunately, it is very late in the game to be pulling out these,
Yeah, I was
these
like,
good rounds.
I was like playing out of your mind when you're
Yeah.
down 12-4.
Yeah, they're doing really well, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, they need to do well a little bit earlier to feel safer.
I was
They
like,
need to play like this a little bit
that's
earlier in
what
the
I'm
game.
Honestly, it's a nice time to start playing
Yeah.
like Heat when you're down 8 rounds.
Yeah, but it's now the
Um,
3rd match point round, so we could see this.
To
going
be fair, the
game
more you drag out match point, I feel like the more Carlton's gonna be like, so,
Please.
please.
But
So
in
it
that
is
desperation,
nice.
they may go for silly plays that work. So
That's, yeah,
it could
that's
go either way here.
silly plays.
Silly, goofy plays. Not managing to get a pick main, but Jet is chasing Raze and Breach kind of up through a long GCU, not rotating yet. Even though Carlton is playing pretty strong here, but it is in their favor as Carlton is beginning to rotate around.
Sick.
So 3 of GCU have gone on A, but there's still one sitting B, and one sitting B, and Killjoy is sitting C.
C, yeah.
Almost gonna ult in a spot, get some info on what site they're going to. Very good ult actually from GCU's Omen.
Honestly, you kind of pressured them a little bit too.
Yeah.
Or-
Getting
'cause
info
I was like,
there,
they're
now
already-
they know that they have to push out on the site faster because they know where you're going.
Yeah, it was like they already know where you're
Ooh.
going, and
Yeah.
it's
Pushing through those Killjoy mollies is going to be very difficult. Kind of stalling their entrance
yeah. Say
here
knowing
onto
where
site.
they're going either pressures the
Yeah.
last second switch or forces them to go faster. It's a split-second decision that can really put Lavender ahead. But
Safer getting a
Carlton
pick
does take that first
here.
pick.
Ulting, getting that location information.
Lavender losing another pick.
Another one. on
Carlton taking
B.
another.
We're going to see some contact here between Cypher and Sova, maybe. Cypher throwing up that cage.
Enemy remaining.
Sova's going to shift her attention onto site, getting a pick. And she is going to... Yeah, playing that
Alright.
Sova ult, playing post. Unfortunate
With the
here in the last man standing.
Say with 4-1. Yep.
Unfortunately, Carlton is able to take the second game 13-4.
Yeah.
Better for them than the last game, worse for us, obviously.
Yeah,
Sad face.
but yeah, honestly, very well played by both
Yeah.
teams. Obviously, an outstanding showing by Carlton, but you know,
Yep.
great showing by the Lopes as well, by Lavender.
Lopes up. I love my girls.
Let's
Yeah,
go. Let's
very,
go Team
very
Lavender.
strong. Just what we've been seeing from Carlton.
Oh yeah, I was gonna
Obviously,
say like
undefeated now 7-0 in the series from round robin.
yeah. I mean, like I said, we said the whole night that it's like Carlton taking another one here would not be the most
Yes.
surprising thing in the world
Yeah.
because they were already undefeated going into tonight. I
Yes.
mean, it doesn't make it less disappointing for the Lopes fans out in the audience.
Obviously, yeah.
They were really hoping for our ladies to pick up a win,
Yes.
but hey, it's,
But not a surprising
it is
outcome,
what it is.
seeing
And-
as how Carlton has performed.
Yeah, and honestly, it's just what a great conclusion to
Yeah.
the round robin here. It was wonderful to see the undefeated team versus our underdog team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a great showing
Yeah.
by both teams. And like I said, Carleton showing exactly how dominant they've been, why they're undefeated so far, and the Team Lavender showing why we love them so much, how great a fight they can put up.
Yeah. Like we saw, like at the end of the game, they put up a really good fight. They started playing really well. It's just unfortunately they were not able to get that kind of strategy down earlier in the game.
Yeah,
So
like I said,
unfortunately,
it was like they were playing crazy at the end.
yeah, they were doing really, really well, but that
in
needs
the
to
beginning
happen
and the end, because in the
very-
beginning they were doing
very
pretty strong too.
Yeah.
It's just like I said earlier, we got to 4-2, and I was like, all right, this is great, we're even, keep going. And then
Yeah.
they called the timeout. And
Keep
I was
it
like,
up.
and they called the timeout. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
They don't want to let it get any out of hand. And then we
then they
didn't
lose
run
a
around.
round.
So we didn't run around until they were
Yeah.
at 12, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, unfortunate there for GCU, but very good showing as we were talking about for Carleton. Yeah.
And I just want to mention one last time that this event itself is all entirely presented by Rockstar. That's where the 5,000 prize pool that we're about to see the heavy competition begin for on April 1st. And speaking of which, I'd like to mention to you all our upcoming streams as this semester starts to wind down. On March 27th, that's another Valorant stream, right, at 7 p.m. And March 31st, we have at 7:30 p.m. Firefox Fridays. That's another event you can expect to see me at. The one on the 31st will also have. One of the 31st will also have a prize pool, actually.
Yeah, true. That's
and
$1,000.
$1,000 sponsored by
$1,000 prize
UDLR
pool
for that one. Yeah.
Smash.
And then on April 1st, like I mentioned, we will see Purple Rain Valorant Series back once again. This series presented by Rockstar, as always. Wonderful sponsors.
Yeah,
And-
April 1st at 11 a.m. is when
Yeah.
we'll have Purple Rain next. I am super excited
Yeah,
for that stream.
we'll get to
It's
see
gonna be
some
super,
very
super exciting.
wonderful play.
Yeah.
All right. And
But yeah, that was tonight's matchup. I really like GC playing the last one, especially.
yeah,
going
it was.
against the
That's what I said.
undefeated
That's what I said.
in
What a
that round,
great
yeah.
way to end it. It's
Really good match to end it on, even though it was very unfortunate to watch our
yeah.
home
I was
team
gonna
lose.
say you're like expecting
Carleton
this.
did really well.
You're like rooting for this Rocky story to happen, where it's like,
Yeah.
take the champs out, and then you're like,
Yeah.
oh. I mean, hey, like I said,
Ooh.
still great
Yeah.
play from GCU Lavender tonight, showing why we love our talent here.
Yeah.
And even if Carleton showed that they've definitely got enough talent to match, so that's gonna be exciting to see more matches headed up as Purple Rain starts to come to a close April 1st.
Yeah.
And with that, do you have any other closing thoughts before we close this out and this
Nope.
stream?
Just thanks so much for joining us these past weeks. Round Robin is over, so we're getting a little bit more into the very exciting territory.
Yes.
So I'm super excited for our upcoming streams, especially for Purple Rain. But check out our other streams as well. Thanks so much for watching tonight. It's been great. It's been a great time. I've been Mackenzie. This has been
Micah.
Micah. And we will see you April 1st.
Bye-bye.